we're doing today is we are doing an oil change on the Road Glide. So she's got a few miles on her, needs an oil change and an oil filter. So we're gonna spend the time to get that kind of knocked out and done today. So she's got a little over 4,000 miles on this oil change, so definitely needs an oil change done. Needs some parts, you know, some oil for sure. So that's what we're going to do. Along with that, we're going to change the primary oil and the transmission fluid. So all of those going to happen along with putting a new oil filter in. I like to use the Lucas line of products, 20W50, the high performance, fully synthetic motor oil, the primary crankcase oil from Lucas. I'm going to try Royal Purple for the transmission, 75W140. I've been using the transmission slip and I really like it too, but gonna switch over and see if I like that Royal Purple a little better. And then of course the 171B for the oil filter. So gonna get started on that and be back with you once it kind of gets going. So first step is of course to get some gloves, because we don't want to get oil all over our hands. So you need this one, you need these. I believe it's a 3/8. What that takes, it sure does. Get that kind of spinning in there. You don't want to He-Man that one in because it likes to strip out and everything. Which that's your transmission. It's on the stick, so that's good. Of course it's red because it's been using the transmission slip. Along with that, I'm going to get a kneeling pad because I don't want my knees to hurt tomorrow. And a rag to wipe some stuff off. Because, of course, we're going to make a mess for sure. It's kind of the way oil changes go. Man, I must have He-Man that one on there. Well, that broke it loose, but still didn't want to move. There it goes. Helps if you turn it the right way. So, it definitely has oil. On the Jiffy stand, she's about, oh, maybe half a quart low. Now we're going to climb underneath and get it get it cracked open under there so that we can get it draining. I think it's a 9/16. I think. So let's try this again. No, I'm wrong. It's not. That one's now broke loose. So something I always like to do is kind of prop those up out of the way so that so they're not pulling against air. They're not airlocked in there. But something I want to show you is if you look at this oil plug here, let's clean it off. See, there's nothing on that magnet. There's nothing on it to begin with. So before we put this back in, we're going to put a new O-ring on it, and it's all cleaned off. So same with the transmission plug, not much on it at all, just a little bit. And you're going to have some on your transmission plug because of the transmission is in there. It's mechanical parts moving around, so you're going to have some transmission parts in there, but you shouldn't have a whole lot. So we're going to clean off all those. We're going to come and get some new washers for those, put those on. And in the meantime, while that's draining, we want to give it, of course, some time to drain. We can work on getting that oil filter off because it's always a pain to get off. And then when you get it off, of course, it's going to spill all over. It's just kind of the nature of the game. But with that, we can use this funnel right here to keep it from kind of getting all over the floor. At least hopefully it's not getting all over the floor. Well, I may be running to the store to get O-rings. I thought they were there, but they're not. So the other fun one is getting the primary cover off of this side, which we have to do to drain out the primary. Well, not to drain it, but the drain is on the bottom. So once this kind of slows down a little bit, which is still running pretty good, we can then pull that primary and get, yeah, I'm better without the extension. Well, clearly I need more leverage. So I've got it cracked loose now. And this is always where it gets super nasty, super messy. And there's no real good way to keep it from kind of getting all over. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna put just a little bit of the oil around that seal. Some people pre-fill this. With the way this one's located, it's really hard to pre-fill. So I don't. We're going to try to get it off of there. And we didn't do too terrible. I mean, there's a little bit of oil that leaked out, but not too bad for sure. Then we're going to tighten this up. And once again, you don't want to He-Man this on. Just get it snug. And you'll be able to tell if it's not tight enough because it'll leak. And that's where it'll leak from, is right there. We have slowed down pretty good on the oil. So that's good, which means since we've slowed down on the oil and it's not running a whole lot, it's still running pretty good. Never mind, I'll shut up. It's still coming out. So we're gonna let it keep running, and maybe we'll jump over to the other side and take out our plug over here on our primary and get it kind of started draining, because it's gonna take some time too. So it's the same thing, but it's literally right there. Once again, that's a 5/8 bolt. And then when you look at this one, see how clean that is? So that'll get a new O-ring on it also. Now the last thing to come out, we need a T25, is this derby cover. It's not a T25, it's a T27. And these are notorious for getting round off. So when you take them off, you want to be sure that you're on them good and that you're not going to round them off. And when you put them in, you don't want to put them in super tight, because that's what causes you to round them off. You can ask me how I know. It's from experience. And then there's always one that's a pain because of the way your rear floorboard is. You kind of get it at an angle in order to get it out. So, but as you can see, I broke all those loose. They come out real nice and easy. No issues on any of those. I know a lot of people will put those in with an impact and just send it. And that makes it where you, of course, round them off and they don't want to come out. These have been replaced because I rounded one off, so I replaced all of them. There's that. It looked to be a touch full as it comes running out there over the top, but now we've got some time while it drains out and gets everything kind of out, that we can get the oils and get everything kind of where they're going. So for the touring bikes, it takes 1 quart in your primary. It takes a quart in your transmission, which is a small plug over here. And then it's going to take 4.5 quarts in your, for 4.5 quarts of oil, which it says it should take 5, but it won't hold 5. And you definitely don't want to overfill it. You just want to let everything kind of drain out, get fully drained, get all of it out of there, so that then you can check everything, start it, make sure it's running how you want it. That's the whole thing. That's why you're doing it. It's so that it, you know, gets the lubrication, gets the oil, gets the everything that you want it to have in it. The last little bit of oil draining out of the... So let's look and see how much oil we're still getting out. So we're getting some, so we're going to wait a little while longer. I mean, well, our oil has stopped. So it's down to just a small little drip. So since we replaced that O-ring and put that back in, once again, you want it just tight enough that it's gonna hold, but not that it's gonna make a big mess. Once it all gets done, I'll spray it with some brake clean down there and really dry it up real good. But now we're going to go in with 4.5 quarts. So I like to start with the half quart, which so half a quart is 16 ounces, which means there's 32 in there. So I need to pour down to 16, and that makes it half a quart. So I'm almost to 24, so I need 8 more quart. So there's my half. Now the rest of them, I just pour the whole thing in. Pretty slow process on a cold day too. It's going to take it some time to run down through for sure. So there's the first one. We've got 3 more to add in to give us our 4.5 that we need. I get every little bit out of there for sure. There's 2.5 quarts. I need 2 more. So 1 more. We'll get our transmission or our engine oil all filled up. For sure need to cut a bigger hole in this so there's our 4.5 quart. We're gonna let it continue to run out and come out of the funnel. Next we'll probably do our transmission. Well, they're both still running pretty good, so got a nice little stream from each of them, so it may be a minute before we can get those. Well, while we're waiting, I can put my air ride switch back in, because I took it out because I thought it wasn't functioning right, but it was just wet. So dried out, works perfect, no issues. May have to back it out just a touch, and then I'm in a world of trouble. So that's about as far as I can get it at the moment. I can put my oil dipstick back in, and without running the engine at all, I'm right where I want to be. Once we get everything changed, then we'll start it up and let it run for a minute and then check everything. So we've gotten all of the primary finally drained out, drain plug back in. So that's now on there. We've got this special little funnel, the primary chain case oil. And it should take the whole thing. I like to pour about 2/3 in. The way you check is you look down in there, and it's going to spin around with your clutch. And you want it to catch and fling it up. So that's pretty close. It needs just a touch more, I think. Just a little bit, not much at all. It's not going to take the... Also going to be a little misleading because, well, it's on the jiffy stand too. So it may take a little more than what we're thinking. That's about all she wrote. Got just a teeny tiny bit left in there. The cap on that. You're going to put your plate back on, your derby cover. Like I said when I was taking it off, you want to be careful when you're putting it on. Just like when you're taking it off, you don't want to over tighten it, because then it becomes a mess. Strip one of those bolts and it's a pain to get out. When I stripped it, I had to use an easy out. And if I remember right, I stripped the hardest one to get to, which is the one that's behind your rear floorboard. So, not going super tight on these, just getting it snug, and then maybe another half turn, and then just check them all to make sure they're snug, and they are. So now that's side's all done, and the only thing we're waiting on now is for that transmission, and then we'll be ready to put its drain plug back in, fill it up. We'll be all done. No leaks at the moment, so we're going to start up and let it run a little bit, get it all warm and everything, and see see if we've got any leaks. So that completes the whole oil change. Nothing too fancy, nothing too hard, but something you definitely need to do. So we will check back in with you again on the next one.